and welcome back to another episode of the Ultimate Ironman Progress Series. We're going to start off the episode today by getting the Ring of Life and Adamant two-hander to store this extra glory over at Sulfanum, so we'll need to start Ichtherin's little helper. In the background you'll see us doing Lost Tribe, which does reward us with a Ring of Life, so we're going to box that off quickly. After that, we will be working our way through some quests and then getting ready for tempoross. We should finish tempoross as well in this. We'll have a nice opening at the end. The goal, ideally, is to get either 500 points or 75 fishing, whichever one comes first. The reason we don't want to go higher than 75 is at 76 fishing, you start getting sharks, and no matter how many fish we get, or what fish we get, there's no way of us getting the cooking level from that fish to be able to use the sharks yet. So what we'll do is we'll get up to 75 or 500 points, open them all, use all of them fish, and that's where we'll go from there. We've also got a lot of the bones from the last episode to use up, which we will do over at the Ectofunctus. It might be a bit tight because of inventory, but it should be nice and AFK, and it means we don't have to death pile everything multiple times over. So we'll get that up, hopefully. I mean, it will absolutely get us past 43, which is what we were going for anyway with the bones. I think it should get us up to about 50. After that is done, we'll make some improvements to little bits of gameplay, some teleportation, etc., and then crack on with tempoross itself. So hopefully you enjoy the video. I will see you back in the next clip. Another reason why this quest is super important to get done as soon as you can on any real account is that you learn the best emote in the game, and you'll never get any drops at all if you don't end up goblin saluting. So make sure you get this done as soon as possible before you start going on any RNG grinds, as you just won't get anything at all without sending a gobbo salute. Coming in with the quest completed. This should also, with our Ring of Life, this will also get us up to 37 mining. What we will do as well with the ham robes that you get from this quest, we'll stick them in the house for doing Death to the Dogshin later on, so we don't have to get two full sets. At least we can only get a couple of pieces from the other one. So that'll be nice. We'll treat ourselves. In this clip, it's sped up because it didn't take too long at all. But this is us getting the beads for Imp Catcher. I think it took us maybe about 5 minutes in total. I think we got all the beads after this first one. I think we got them all within about 10 imps afterwards. So it's pretty ideal, to be honest. One of the main reasons we did do this quest early on was simply for the magic XP. I think this gets us up to 43, which for one unlocks super heat. However, if you see in the inventory, we've got some wizard mind bombs, which should let us direct this portal to Camelot. Camelot's one of my favorite portals to have in the house. It's ideal to get over that side of the map, especially while we don't have the levels. So we've got the Salve Graveyard for the Fairy Ring, Varrock for Varrock, and the Camelot one to get over that side of the map. So yeah, pretty nice. So we're going to build a couple of extra things, and then probably head over and train some more magic. I think we will end up at the Zamorak Warriors. So here we are at the Zami Warriors. All we wanted to do was just get an extra couple of magic levels, 45 preferably. And what we did on the way, we did get a few, extra rune daggers and stuff, and a few hit points levels, but we just did this for a little while we waited. I think we need 46 to do the Eyes of Gluff request. So once we get that, or once we get the level that we do need, we will go over, get that done, so that we can get the Crystal Saw. And with the Crystal Saw, we can actually build a few nice things in the house. Got a little bit bored over there at the Warriors, so we came over to do Witch's House. Completely forgot it was a quest we still needed to do. So we've come over to start that. Got it into the safe spot, no problem. And this should get us up to where we need to be once we finish the quest. we will end up with quite a bit of HP XP, which will mean it's a lot safer for us actually running around the map and doing things and doing quests. Being low HP is only really useful for Wintertop, so getting a few more HP levels just secures us so we don't end up wiping again like we did in the Abyss, so that's always going to be nice. So this does get us up to 29 HP, so again, it'll just help us out wherever we're going. Then we came over and started and finished the Eyes of Gluffrey quest to get the Crystal Saw. Now, the Crystal Saw ideally is going to be dropped and picked up a lot, so we'll always have to keep coming back for it. But alongside the 48 magic and the 37 runecrafting that we get from this, we will be able to go into our house and make a cape rack, the next tool store, I think the last tool store, and that'll end up being everything really we want to make in the house. We'll make a few upgrades and a few extra rooms, but it does give us everything we need. Came over and started H-Learn's Little Helper.
Look into my eyes, look into my eyes. The eyes, not around the eyes. Don't look around the eyes. Look into my eyes. You're under.
And even though I was talking about how we won't end up dying anymore, in here, because of that message on the ladders that I didn't go through and check, we did end up dying in here. So that, yeah, worried me for a little while there. But we managed to get back with some food and stuff. I managed to do it. I don't know why we didn't just build the storage while we were outside. But we did die. We made it back. No real issues. We had to do it a couple of times because when we came back, the Crystal Saw had despawned on death, or destroyed itself on death, should I say. So we had to go back and pick that up. After coming back with the Crystal Saw, however, we forgot nails this time. So we went back again, got some nails, and then made our way back to the pyramids one more time to actually build the stash unit. And with that finally built, it was time to move on to prayer. So we made our way over to Port Phasmatis to do the Ghost Ahoy quest. The Ectofile is not really necessary for this, but it does save a bit of run energy on the way back to the Ecto, so I thought it was worth doing while we're here so we don't have to, for one, pay every time we get in with the tokens. We would have a lot of them, so it wouldn't be an issue if we did, but it's not a hard quest. The hardest part is fitting all the dyes in your inventory. But one interesting thing to note is that this giant lobster actually drops an ensouled scorpion head, which solves the conspiracy that lobsters are just the scorpions of the sea. But anyway, that's the quest finished. The Ectofile's in the inventory. We're going to clear ourselves up a little bit and then get to bones. I'll show you the method we're going to use, and then I'll show you when we get it. So what we do is we have 7 buckets of slime that we buy from the charter ships, 7 pots, and 7 bones that we unnoted. We'll use these all up here. Get ourselves 26 prayer. And what we'll do, we'll run back to the town. We will buy 7 more buckets of slime from the charter ships. We'll just buy all and then sell the buckets back to the charter ships. With the 7 empty slots, we then just use the dragon bones on the bank. Here it was still early on, so I'm still figuring it out. But we'll use the bones on the bank last, and then Ecto back up, grind the bones, let them AFK because I was working, so we just use 1 bone and let it do it. And then that's how we ended up getting a level. So here's 43, the first goal that we were trying to get, which unlocks us all the protection prayers. At this point, we still do have hundreds of bones left, like 500 and what is that? About 530 bones left. So yeah, there's a lot still to come. The baby dragon give you a lot less XP, but it's still absolutely worth using them while we've got them noted. Not going to pass it up. As a little break from the prayer grind, we did also come and finally get our last piece of graceful that they were missing, which is the cape. This does mean that we can now store our graceful and get it back out whenever we want. We've got the stuff in the house to do it, so ideal. We should never lose it again, and we should never have to risk it again. But we'll get back to the prayer. That's not saved us any space, but it was just a goal to get out of the way. So we'll get back to prayer. We're at 46 at the minute. And hopefully we should end up with about 50-51 by the time we're done. So we finished off our prey here, finished off all the bones that we had. Oh, why am I hiding behind a wall? Finished off all the bones that we had and got ourselves up to 51 prey. We're only 5k away from 52, which is pretty nice. Unfortunately, we're not quite made it to smite, but I can't think of any time we'd ever bloody use that. So yeah, 51 prey is pretty nice from all them bones. We also worked and got ourselves the full graceful, as you saw in the clip before. It just means we got all these ecto tokens. We're going to go over to the to this guy on the boat and see if we can pay for permanent access. I don't remember how many that is. We've got some stored with this from the last like 200 bones or so. So when we get the bone crusher, we'll be able to have a lot of charges in it. But for now, we'll see if we can use them. Drop this ghost speak, start our graceful, and then start on our next grind. So the next thing we're going to be doing is Mage Training Arena. Now, not very entertaining content, so don't worry. You're not going to see more than maybe like 30 seconds of this. We're coming here just to unlock bones to peaches. It's ideal to get this out of the way earlier on rather than later, just for the magic XP. It probably was going to end up taking us maybe about 4 hours. It's not very long. It's not a long grind. The worst room for us, considering we're only 30 HP still, is going to be the graveyard room. We'll take a lot of damage, so it'll mostly be like deposit 1 inventory of bananas, eat a full inventory of bananas. So that one will take us a little while. And personally, I do hate the telekinetic room, so that one will be a bit of a mental grind, but I can get through it when it's only for an hour. So here we are. We're just about to get our bones to peaches. Now, it's not useful. We don't even have the level for it yet, so we're going to go back in and use up these cosmic runes shortly just to get the level. And then we're going to move on. The enchantment room's actually quite good for training your magic up. You just get yourself a staff, an elemental staff, to do the highest one you can. I think from diamond onwards, it is 1 cosmic for 1 cosmic. So it's really a free training method to just go sit in there and just enchant all the orbs. Next thing on our list is to come over and get full angler. We realistically want this before we start tempoross, just for the extra XP. And just as a byproduct of going, we'll get a load of spirit flakes. And it'll just be nice to recolor it, as I like the way the new spirit angler looks over the way that the old angler looks. However, this quick 2-hour grind maybe ended up taking me about 2 days in total. We got really unlucky with the actual angler pieces themselves. I think at one point we were 110 games in. Bear in mind they're about 5-6 minutes each. So we were about 110 games in with just the boots. Now, I've got a loot tracker, but it includes about 40 games and 1 extra pair of boots from the last leagues. So I'll pop that up on screen, and then I kind of just caved in and quit for the day. The next day I came back, and the second loot tracker will be up on the screen. We did manage to finally actually get the whole outfit. We were very close to just binning it off. But, you know, we stuck to it and we got it in the end. So, after all that, we did some laps at the agility pyramid to get ourselves a little bit of cash money to buy some feathers. Because we wanted to get 60 fishing before starting tempoross, just so it's not as slow and so we're not getting like 1-point games. And I swear we are going to get to tempoross, but we started and finished Nature Spirit so that we could start Fairy Tale and unlock the rings. Our items were Valencia Moss, a snapdragon that we got from Brimhaven. We did the Jungle Potion quest for the Valencia Moss, and instead of just doing compost, we caught earth implants for about an hour. Then we spent about half an hour, I think it took, just under that, just to flinch the boss. It is what it is. It's the same as on an early Ironman. We tried tanking it for a bit with our flicking, but my flicking wasn't the best. My concentration was all over the place. But we sorted it. We got there, finished that and started Fairy Tale Part 2. Got up to the section that you unlock fairy rings and then binned it off. With all that done, we finally headed down to tempoross itself. It's a minigame I'm all too familiar with on my main Ironman. I was hunting for the pet for a long time. Still didn't get it. So we shouldn't be here for that long. We did manage to get ourselves up a little bit of fishing before coming here. So getting to 75 or the 500 points that we're after won't take us more than maybe a day, 2 days. And then we'll do a nice big opening towards the end. I was thinking about opening about 100 points, but that's 20 games. And would mean that we've just got a full inventory and we'd have to bag everything up. Ideally, we won't get any uniques. I know that sounds like a weird thing to say, but on an Ultimate Ironman, the fish barrel is useless because you can only take the fish out of the bank without destroying it. The tackle box isn't really useful either, as you can just buy the items back. The harpoon fish is always useless. The harpoon itself would be good while doing tempoross, but for actually outside, I don't think it's worth the bag space to carry it around forever while we need it. So if we did get that, we're not going to keep it. So realistically, we're going here for fishing levels, for the planks, the noted planks and the nails and stuff that you get as the rewards. The pet would be huge, but you know, I'm just happy if we get the full outfit done. Obviously, we have to stay until it is done if we get one of the pieces, otherwise we can't store it. So we'll crack on, we'll get it sorted, and then we'll have a nice little opening to finish us out with. So most of these clips are the same. This is us getting up to 300 points. It's been a day at this point. We're 75 KT in. We'll carry on going for a little bit longer, but this should get us up very close. It means we'll be able to smash it out and finish it tomorrow, which would be dead nice. We're currently looking to be just before 75 fishing before we get 500 points, so it's fine. While I'm waiting for friends to get home, I'll just do a couple of quests, or I'll do some barbarian fishing just while I wait. I'll toss what the rewards look like at the different levels, just to explain why we don't want to get above why we don't want to get 76. So as you can see, the 76 and above, you start getting noted sharks. As I explained before, they're completely useless to us because we can't cook them. So they'd just be our bag space. There is no point in keeping. But the rest of it is quite useful. A lot of the stuff that we can actually get up and use, get ourselves some construction levels, maybe even get up to 70 cooking if we're lucky with the fish we get. Just in the background, you see us hitting 72. I think we finished the points on 75 and 74 and come back at 75 to do the points. Naturally, what should have been our last point game ended up only giving us 4 points. So we're going to round it up to 130, just do a 1 point game, just do the first round and leave it there, just to get ourselves up over 500. And with that finished, we're in our downtime. We did Alfred Grimhand's bar crawl to get that out of the way because it blocks off a few of the quests. We also did the Scorpion Catcher quest, another quick and easy one for a lot of strength XP. And then we finally went and got ourselves 75 fishing. Pretty nice level, pretty clean looking, sends a little broadcast out to the clan. And with that little bit of downtime out of the way, it is finally time to start the opening. Now we're just going to breeze through it, put a little bit of music over it. Just so you don't have to sit here, because I think it took about 40 minutes to actually open all these. It's very slow. Ignore the YouTube video that I had to pause to do this. So yeah, enjoy it, and I'll see you on the other side. So, not the most exciting opening I've ever seen in my life, but we definitely got enough spirit flakes to change all the outfit, which is one of the main goals we were going for. We did actually get the tackle box. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to keep it before, but while we don't exactly need the space, I'm going to use it just to keep the feathers and other little bits inside of it. Now, what we'll do with just the fish and the planks and stuff at the minute, especially the nails, we're going to get a looting bag up from LMS, and we're going to stick everything in there for the time being. Come next episode, we will use up all the fish and do a lot more questing, and then if we get time, we will start on the actual planks themselves, and that'll be about it. As you'll notice halfway through that, just in between tempoross, we did finally get our rune pouch, which I know I promised last episode, but we finally got it this one. I don't remember if we got that beforehand, actually. Either way, we got that. With our caskets, we're going to save them for the time being, just because they do give clues, so we're going to do all the clues that we get from it, alch everything inside. But that is a story for next episode, unfortunately. We're going to end it here. It is very, very long as of editing this. So thank you so much for watching. If you did get all the way through, I'm sorry this one was a bit all over the place as well. Early game just seems to be very disjointed. There's always questing to be done, always little bits to be done. So I hope it still makes sense. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.